The Fully Geeked.
Yes. Welcome back, one and all. Episode 293 of the Fully Geeked Pod. Today's episodes are going to be a little bit different. We are talking everything Superman. With Superman's latest film coming out last week, Friday, we are going to do we're going to see how the film was. We'll talk about it, see how it goes. But before I do that, you got myself, Nate, the man in the know.
Kiss twist there.
Richard Experience in the house.
And finally got Superman, famous warrior. Should have changed the name, but you know.
We're glad you did. So, the long-awaited Superman has been awaited by members of the team for the longest of time, and they have been talking about this film forever, while others in the group have mentioned the fact that the amount of trailers coming out potentially could mean that it's not that good a film. So obviously we had the latest James Gunn defecting almost from MCU and joining the DCEU or DCU if they're calling it. And don't get me wrong, this film has made money. It's made over 100 million in the United States in the first weekend. Yeah. So if we're looking at bread, it's making big bread.
Yeah, but the thing is, that was expected based on the amount of trailers they pushed out. Do you get what I mean?
The advertising
he's just saying the numbers. Why are you adding to it? He's just saying what it is.
No. But I'm sorry. I'm saying the numbers, but you got to remember the hype around James Gunn coming into it, and based on the amount of trailers that's been released, they wanted to make the numbers, and they successfully done that.
But do you know, man, have still got more numbers in this?
I'm aware of it.
Exactly. So it doesn't matter. It's not about James Gunn. It's Superman. Any Superman film will make numbers, bro. It doesn't matter what.
Yeah, but who made it. No. Thank you. Exactly. So the amount of trailers didn't make sense then, unless they felt that the film would struggle. Do you understand what I mean? Because Man of Steel did not. I remember Man of Steel. It did not have this amount of trailers.
Or promo in general. It's just a promo.
Yeah.
Merchandise, marketing, everything. Yeah, marketing, I should say.
So we are gonna have a debate. I can clearly see that some of us are definitely for this film, some are definitely against. All right.
Yeah.
We're gonna without interruptions, 1 second. Without interruptions, just because we want to try and keep it like for the people that obviously do rate, comment, subscribe, all of that. If you haven't watched the film, pause it, go and watch the film, come back. If you don't care about the review, like we're gonna talk about it. Just listen.
Spoiler heavy.
I will just ask you at the beginning before we start, just on a scale of 1 to 10, yeah, 1 to 10. So I want to get your simple ratings. Merv,
why me first? Can we not have ratings today? Huh?
Merv.
So let's do it at the end, though.
No, because we're gonna have a debate. But I want to know. Okay, all right.
Let's do it at the end.
I'm torn.
I want to know. I want to know. Basically, I need to know who's for and against right now.
Yeah, right. That makes sense.
I'm definitely for.
I'm for.
I genuinely can't rate it. It's
okay. Cool.
No. What? No. You can't escape that. It doesn't make sense. Escaping that.
We're only 4 minutes in, you know.
No. But what I'm trying to say to you, you have to give it a rating.
Okay, and the reason I'm asking this is because the next conversation was going to be about some of the ratings that have been coming out already about the film, because it's been a mixed bag. It's been a mixed bag, and that's what I want to know what kind of side of the fence you're on.
All right, I'll give it 8. 8 out of 10.
Okay, Rich.
I give it a 4 out of 10.
4. Kel?
7.5.
7.5. All right, I would have given it about a 6. So it's a bit of a mixed bag, and I know there are lots of different things. Some people have given it. IMDb have given it 7.7 out of 10. The Guardian asks, "Is it a bust? Is it a pain?" I think it was Empire. I think at the time
it's 2 out of 5.
Gave it 2 out of 5, which would have been about 4 out of 10 if we go on them kind of basis. So it's getting a mixed bag. It's getting a mixed bag. So yeah, I want to know why is it getting that mixed bag? I mean, it had like quite a few actors in it. They did
Do
all
we?
right.
Yeah. The reason why we get a mixed bag is because go on, Rich. If you're Brock Internet.
So can I just point out first of all, I think David Conswet, is that how you say his name?
Corenswet.
Corenswet. I think he did a good job as Superman. I think he was a good Clark Kent. First of
Bruv,
all,
answer Nathan's question first, bruv.
I didn't hear Nate's question. Sorry,
He said, "Why do you think it was a mixed bag? Why do you think it was a mixed bag?
but I
Why
know.
the
But before,
reviews?"
no, but this is what I'm trying to say. Before we get into that, I'd just like to say that I think David done a good job of being Superman and Clark Kent, because sometimes an actor would be either good at one but bad at the other. Does that make sense?
Mm.
I just want to put it out there. So this is not against anything that I say is not against him being Superman. It's about the whole thing overall.
All right.
Sorry, sorry.
You see,
Go back.
Rich is prepped for this. He just was he's prepped. He wants to get everything in his mind out to get before. Look at him,
No,
cheek.
no.
Bro, you know the man, like like when you got them dogs that are just like you're gonna
Trust
let
me,
go, he's just gonna go for it, bro. He's running off that rabbit, bro.
trust me. But no, I think the reason why it's a mixed bag is because we're seeing Superman in a completely different light to all the other Superman movies. Yeah, all the other Superman movies have a common trend in the sense of character wise and personality wise. You know, whereas this one is on the other part of the spectrum regarding to his character, regarding to how the film's shiny and bright. Do you know what I mean? Regarding to the Justice Gang, we'll get there. Do you know what I mean? So it's a completely different to all the other Superman movies. Hence why you get a mixed bag of reviews. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, this one is definitely more straight out of the comic book era of Superman. So I think maybe with the mixed bag of it as well is that coming straight off the Snyderverse one, where it was a lot darker, it was a lot more serious tone to it. Obviously focusing on Superman's struggles, which we focus on these struggles in this one as well. But this one is like they made it very clear that this is a whole different film. They introduced metahumans in like what centuries beforehand. Everything's established. He's already Superman 3 years into it, and it's literally just from the get go comic book action, like literally pages out of a comic book, And I think I don't think you have to necessarily be a true Superman fan, but I think if you just like the enjoyment of comics at its most exaggerated, like you will have a great time with this movie. But if you don't,
Merv,
yeah, you might fall into the Richard category.
Merv, that sounds like excuses.
No, well, no. I get what you mean, and I think that they follow the comic of Mark. I can't remember Mark's surname. That particular comic, and they kind of based it on the back of that. But the thing is, I think
Rich,
being
sorry,
personally, I think,
have you read that comic?
and I haven't personally read the comic, but it's the
Oh,
research
one second.
that I
One second.
done prior
Oh,
to
have
the
you read
film.
that comic?
To
1 second, Rich, sorry. Have you read that comic, Kel?
No.
What is
But
it?
was
Merv,
it?
have you read
Is
that
it the All
comic?
Star Superman one you're talking about?
I don't know whatever
yeah,
comic this Superman was based on.
Are you talking about the All Star Superman, Rich?
was it All Star? I think it is, but specifically the elements of the comic elements of this film is related back to that comic book. So I think it's Mark someone. I can't remember his surname.
Rich, all I'm saying is if none of us have read the comic book, do we care?
No. I get what you mean. Yeah, but yeah, no. But the thing is, obviously, based on research, I had to kind of look at that element. So to kind of base our understanding on why James Gunn decided to go via this route. and not saying it was a good route to go by. And I think that was, to me, that was the problem. I think from the outset, I think the film was overcrowded with too many heroes, superheroes or super villains. So I felt that the film was just like, it was a bit erratic, if that makes sense. So I think Superman from the get go, I've never seen First of all, it was 3 years into the Daily Planet. Can I just say, I like the fact that this went straight into it, because Superman is just like, we know his backstory, right? We know we don't want to constantly see him growing up on a farm, then learning his powers, etc. They went straight into it, and they kind of put that information from the beginning, and they went to 3 minutes. And what was funny is everything we saw in the trailers was in the first 10 minutes. I think it was the first 10 minutes, and I kind of chuckled. I said to myself, okay, maybe they're gonna make this film's gonna be kind of on the next level. But I didn't see that. I didn't see the progression from those trailers. I've never seen Superman get beat up so many times in a film is outrageous. And the fact that he constantly called for backup. How many times are you going to call for backup? By Wolfie. Wolfie came to save him about 4 or 5 times.
But
And it, 'cause- wait, I'm finished yet. It felt like Wolfie was like Incredible Hulk. Does that make sense? Because he acted like that. Like, those. I know it's a dog, guys. I know it's a dog, but he kept on doing that, jumping and smashing people on the floor. Like that scene where Loki and Incredible Hulk from Avengers, and the big swing, bang, 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 bang. That's exactly a replica of that scene. And I was just like, God, are we trying to? Superman is dependent on a dog. And that's no matter what comic book it's based on, he should not be dependent on the dog, because you know why? Because he is Superman. Do you understand? Go ahead.
so
Sorry.
Merv,
just
destroy this guy, please, Merv.
if I
Destroy him.
interject, all right. So first of all, for the basis of our audience, this is called Wolfie and Krypto, yeah.
Krypto.
All right. So it's
Sorry. I refuse to call him by his comic name.
Rich, you've had enough talking. Be quiet.
yeah. So
No,
anyway,
okay. I just no. So people need to understand why I refer him to Wolfie, and I need to let them to know, because I refuse to call him by his comic name, because it's unacceptable. But anyway, sorry.
so basically, if you went into the film, like if there was no explanation as to why these things happen, then I'd probably agree with you. However, we know why Superman got handed, basically because he was literally fighting a clone of himself that was
Yeah,
engineered by
correct.
Lex, that anticipated every single one of his moves, yeah, and he
Yeah,
didn't pull back.
I think. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry, go on.
He didn't pull back his punches. Obviously, and again, the the text at the beginning said this is the first time Superman lost a fight. Yeah, so he's obviously calling Krypto to take him back home, which he literally done. Okay, in that sense as well. So, and even then, even like when he was his Superman robots basically took him in to get healing from the sun, he still wasn't at 100% capacity of his powers because he literally got healed a bit, went back into fighting, lost, and he lost again, but he didn't get beaten up again. Do you know what I mean? He just like
But
He
Merv,
lost.
Merv,
yeah.
not once did he call Crypto to help him. Not once. In a fight. He
Only,
didn't call
only, only
Crypto
at
to
the
help
end.
him.
Only at the end when he's fighting Ultraman, isn't it? When he whistled for him for the
Yeah,
assistant.
Oh yeah.
that's like
But,
Right,
but
yeah.
again, that made more sense because it was. I know we're kind of jumping here and there, but it doesn't have to be linear. But that was because Lex was obviously using commands for Ultraman to fight him in it. So it's like where Krypto is like just random. He's just random. He's impulsive and stuff. Ultraman couldn't anticipate his movements in it. So that was a strategic move from Superman because
okay, Merv,
he'd done it
Merv,
again.
Merv.
And with Krypto, sorry, Rich, with Krypto's behavior, we
What's
obviously know
happened?
why he's an unruly dog because he's Kara's dog. Yeah, and
Correct.
he's
He wasn't
untrained.
trained, and
Yeah.
he was untrained. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So that kind of, I
Merv,
mean, I get
Merv,
your reasoning, but it
Merv,
actually
it's
explains
Superman.
everything in the film, which
Merv,
with
I
your
know they explained it, Merv, and I get
argument.
they explained it, yeah.
Yeah, go
But
on.
it's Superman, yeah, and I don't care that he's getting beaten up by a clone. This is what it looked like. It looked like he was getting. I can only relate it to when if two of us are playing Street Fighter, but you went out and bought the Nintendo magazine, and you've got the magazine that shows your buttons. Superman wasn't getting beaten by a clone. He was beaten by a man was saying R6, L5, X3, up to but the reason behind because I studied everything that Superman does. So I know how to defeat him. This is not Batman that has had years and mastery of the kind of the dark arts almost. This is just Lex Luthor saying, I've watched him, so I know how I can beat him by pressing computer buttons.
I don't think it's
I,
that basic.
I,
I think you're
no, wait.
Basic, Merv, it's that basic.
Let
I think
me
you're
step in.
simplifying.
Let me step in here. Let me step in
Yeah,
here now.
yeah.
All right. So, all right. Firstly, Lex is obsessed with Superman. Lex is very, very, very intelligent. Lex has got a team. Lex has got
Well,
money.
clearly he's not intelligent enough
The
if his girlfriend set him up.
Rich, when you were talking, I didn't say, bruv, Larry.
No. But you said intelligent.
No,
Sorry. So,
no,
and that just went out the
no.
window. Sorry. Apologies.
Rich, when you
I said apologies. I said I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He's so close to the camera.
right, Lex has got a lot of money, okay, and he's got with that money comes, as we know, with Iron Man, whatever you got technology, yeah, on your side. So he's managed to create a clone of Superman. So first of all, you got Superman versus Superman, yeah. First of all, and behind the clone Superman, you got a whole machine, a whole team of experts in combat on whatever computer they're using. Do you know what I mean? And they got someone that's obsessed and who has been watching Superman for we don't know for how long. 3 years. Let's say 3 years. Watching his every fight, his every movement, he's counteracted everything that Superman could do. So of course, the clone who can match Superman blow for blow, who's got a team behind him, who's got technology behind him, who's got all those little whatever they're called, those gadgets. Of course, he's gonna be strong. He's gonna be able to beat up Superman. Because Superman would not. First of all, Superman didn't know there was a clone at first, didn't it? So he's gonna fight this guy. Because remember at the beginning it says he's never lost a fight. So he's gonna fight this guy like he's fought every other enemy or every other villain that he's come against, right? So he's gonna fight, but this guy has got the same strength as him. So of course it's gonna shock him once. Like, who's this brother that can take that when he throws a punch, I feel it and I bleed. He doesn't. So you got to think about things logically. Like he's fighting someone with the same power as him, and he's fighting another Superman. He's got the same power.
Superman, though.
He's a clone of him.
Guys, come on. We're not doing that.
It's a clone of him.
He's not Superman. Superman gets powered by the sun. Whoa. Superman gets powered by the sun. The clone does not. He is not Superman. Superman is an alien, guys. I understand for the principle of, okay, it makes sense he's fighting a clone. But it doesn't make sense. He's Superman. Like, you can't get beaten by a man-made clone, guys. How is the clone as strong as you? You are Superman.
Do you know what a clone is?
Do you know what a clone is? The same powers.
Guys, it's not. Guys, how is it a clone, guys?
What do you mean? How's it a clone?
No. Because I took a piece of his hair and I used artificial DNA. I can't do that with someone who is an alien of the sun. Guys, otherwise we can always. You can't make a clone of Superman.
Yes, you can. And he did.
As Superman.
He did. He made a clone of Superman.
Superman, guys.
Do you know? Basically, this Ultraman version of in the Superman thing potentially hasn't been confirmed, but potentially might be Bizarro. And you know that
Yeah,
Bizarro
yeah.
Superman's clone? That's like basically dumb. It's like stupid, isn't it? But again, he's being powered by, Kel said, a team of experts, analysts, and all that stuff, which probably makes him a more ruthless fighter anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Guys, I'll be
But
honest with you.
you know what? You know, isn't it? You have to, if you can't
No,
immerse yourself into this world and the rules of it. Again,
it's
you're
no
already at that
rules.
place where it's like,
Exactly.
No rules. No, no.
Exactly.
you'll be complaining if Superman was just all powerful for this movie, never lost a fight and stuff.
It would be
If
more
he's
realistic.
Superman, but what makes
It'd be more
Superman
realistic.
a more compelling character is if you give him some vulnerabilities, isn't it?
I'm going to be real with you.
Huh?
The problem with this film, yeah, is it's everything that I don't like about Superman is being highlighted in this film.
Well,
Absolute everything. The fact that he wants to be human like, or he cares as much, like it's for me it's nonsense. Like, I'm gonna be real with you, it's nonsense. Like, I hate the fact that he wants to be a human. I hate the fact that he cares about, he's compassionate about all this stuff. You're an alien that has super duper strength, bro. Yeah. Oh no, but I can't hurt them. I can't do this. You're an idiot. Like, you're
Yeah,
an
but
idiot, bro.
but Nate, you're going out the window of this. You're going out the window.
No,
First
no,
of
no.
all, think about it. He would have known that he was alien up until the power started to kick in, which I think was his teenage years. But so from his all his youth, he was human, right? So he was raised on a farm, yeah. Went to school, everything normal. So all that time he's human to him. He didn't know that he does anything wrong with him or he's got powers. So he's already got that human mentality.
But
So
no,
you can't just
but
switch off and be like, okay, now I'm an alien. But this ain't what's that? I can't remember that alien boy that started killing everyone.
The man flies. The man
oh,
flies.
Huh?
Invincible.
Brightburn.
Right? This not
Yeah.
Brightburn, bro.
Bro, he flies. He does all of this. He's been Superman for 3 years. However long he's been Superman, bro.
no, he's been Superman for more than 3 years. So, but by the time he kind of his
He
powers,
came
he
out
knew
to
his
one.
powers from the age of 10. Sorry.
We don't know this in the film. We don't know what age he keeps his powers.
Okay, well, let's. I mean, he's probably always had his power.
To
He's a Kryptonian,
explain,
isn't he? He's Kryptonian. It's probably.
yeah,
I guess in all the Superman
it's
stories,
always
his power will manifest more during puberty, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Because his parents probably recognised that he was something odd with him
so
immediately.
exactly. So think of it as Smallville. So
Your connection's
Yeah,
awful.
awful, awful. Listen, all we're saying is, Nate, what you got to think about, yeah? Yes, he's alien, all right, but he's been raised a certain way. So it depends of how you've been raised. Look, we saw his mom and dad, beautiful humans, like harmless, wouldn't hurt a fly. He's been raised that way. You can't just switch and be like, okay, no, I'm an alien, so I must kill everyone. And no, he's been raised a certain way. So like him saying, oh, I can't kill no one. It's because that's how he's been raised. He's been raised by the Kents, who's taught him a way of life that you shouldn't harm anyone. Especially now you've got powers, you got to conceal that. So that's how he's been raised. It's not like he's not a robot. He's
so so
like
so 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 the message from Jarrell, that one that wasn't cryptid, right? Or shall I say, opened up. So the message from Jarrell was to save the planet, look after the planet for.
but was Jarrell raised by humans though? I don't understand what he's talking about. Jarrell wasn't raised by, he doesn't even know who humans are. He's just saying they're frail beings and it can be easy. Jarrell wasn't raised by humans. You're not getting my point.
No, but his message to Superman, what was that?
Yeah, what? Uh,
Okay, if anything, like, that's one of the things I hated, which I feel is a major plot line that I don't like, and it's the choice that they made here. Like, that's because the whole point of Superman, and I know you're always going to have different versions of a comic book superhero. Do you know what I mean? You've got Red Sun Superman that was raised in Russia and all that stuff. So I get it. However, it I didn't like that part of it because I just thought, well, especially the whole point, the whole ethos of Superman's righteousness. He's although people might think he's kind of a bit of a square and he's straight, that's who Superman is. Superman can literally, if he wanted to, if he was bad, he can destroy the planet. But I think that's the beauty of Superman, because he's all powerful, but he chooses
Not,
goodness.
yeah.
Like, obviously, we got all your other, you got Batman, everyone else that will do, like, they make diverse characters. Like, you can't just, if Superman was just bad, it's like, then what's the point? There's no one's matching him. Do you know what I mean? This is what makes him more compelling. But yeah, I didn't like that because I felt, obviously his parents in Krypton sacrificed um, themselves to save him, to go and do good on another planet, and he was lucky enough to be raised by really great parents as well. And I guess in main stories that Jonathan Kent dies, but obviously he was alive in this one. I didn't like that change at all, to be fair, and I think they
No,
wasted.
yeah. No, but and this is the thing. This is where I was going, because I was saying what was for Superman himself, right? The message that he had previously was to
It's just really bad.
I think what you're trying to say is that the message that he had previously, obviously, it was because it was damaged, the message. So
You got half the
obviously, we
message.
only got the first part of the message where it's like, help the people, save them. But obviously, the rest of it was like, look, these humans are waste, basically. Like, populate the planet and rule them, innit?
But you know what, Merv? I don't
Mm.
mind that. I don't
yeah,
mind it. Good. I don't mind it because you got to think, bruv. If you look at our human race, like you got to remember the colonizers had, you know, let's make slaves. So imagine aliens. Yeah, look at Earth. We're way behind them in technology, way behind them in strength, way behind them in everything. Yeah, any alien coming here be like, "Wow, we can run things here." It's more realistic to have that message from an alien planet. I know in the comics it never happened, but I can see if that is if that is Jarrell speaking, that's what he says. I'm not against it. For me, it's more realistic.
Do you know what I like? You know what I would have preferred instead? Yeah, I would have preferred if they'd done that in Man of Steel. I think that tone suited Man of Steel a lot better.
yeah,
Yeah, maybe,
yeah,
maybe.
Like,
yeah.
whereas this one is such a light, more hearted Superman that I would have liked. Yeah, they should have just swapped it over, because that's what I'm saying. I can accept that there's going to be alternative stories in terms of origins, which is fine. But I just felt like, and the thing is, it didn't really go anywhere either. It's like they convinced it, like the whole world just immediately, oh, this guy's been around for
Turn
3 years.
against him.
Hold on a sec, he's constantly saving people, and then as soon as you hear that, it's like you're, we hate you now, and that was just turned over like very quickly. Well, go on, Rich.
Yeah, yeah. So you know what you were saying about him finding out the truth, because we already see that Superman, when Lois Lane was interviewing him, right, and how she was questioning him, like he's made mistakes, constant mistakes. And I felt it was a bit harsh. Like Superman can't be questioned because everything he's doing is for the good. But then again, if you say that he's not experienced enough to be Superman, then to me he looks mentally weak, because someone finding that kind of information where he believed he was the beacon of hope for Earth, then finding out that his parents will say, spread your seed, lash every galley in there, and make it Krypton again. That's mentally, that will mess you up.
Yeah,
All
but they
right?
didn't really. Yeah, yeah.
That
Sorry,
that
what
mentally
was
will
that?
and this is where I see Superman. He's way too vulnerable, despite him having three years in working in Daily Planet or moving to Metropolis. He is too vulnerable, and mentally he could have no. I believe in future aspects he will have that switch of way he sees things, because to me hearing that personally, that will mess me up mentally, and I feel that that will potentially happen.
I don't get your
And
point,
and,
Rich.
and
I
that
don't. I
But
don't get what you're trying
that's
to
why
say.
he had his Earth parents to kind of balance that out, because basically, like, yeah, that was the message, but also he's Jonathan Kent basically said, look, parents might raise you and tell you this and that and that, but actually you're the one that gets to decide who you want to be as a person. That's always been the theme of Superman. It's like, look, again, the original 1978 one, you were put here for a reason. Don't know what that reason is, but obviously, like, you choose, isn't it? Like, Kevin Costner's one,
Yeah.
like, you got to choose who you want to be, sort of thing. So it's, and again, and I think with all, like, if Superman was just an all-powerful, he was just perfect sort of person, he would, like, you guys have always been saying he's a boring character. This would be an incredibly boring. What's the point of it? He needs a story, innit?
I've always questioned.
No.
The most powerful being, essentially, based in the universe, and just have him, like, Brightburn the whole film. That's not Superman.
No, of course.
That he isn't that person. I need him to be that person. Like, I just think
that's why you got the variations. Isn't it? That's why you got, like, if we're a couple of films down the line and it's like, right, give Superman the red kryptonite, then yeah, we're in trouble.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Like, but for me, when I say it's all the things I don't like about Superman, I feel he's too vulnerable. I think he's easy manipulated. There was lots of plot holes within this film that I didn't really kind of fully understand, and I just felt, for me, it was a weak version of Superman, and I couldn't really get down with it. And maybe everyone's saying, "Oh, it's because I'm thinking of Snyder and all the rest of it," but I'm not. I went in there open-handed, just watched the film. I hadn't watched the trailers. I hadn't watched anything, but there were parts of it that I was like, I don't get it. Like, for me, I know there's always people talking about the woke brigade, all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to go into that much detail about it, but I just didn't understand this whole concept of this Superman and where it fell in the world. Lois Lane driving a spaceship, I was a bit confused about it. The fact that we had monkeys doing Twitter feeds, and doing hashtags, and there could be, like, I don't know, these random monkeys on Twitter or whatever. Like, the fact that Superman cared about those things, it blew my mind. The fact, like, the war, everything, it was just, there were so many things I was like, you're trying to make this that Superman, but in 2025 world, and I wasn't sure why.
Yeah.
Like, it was confusing. Yeah. That's what it was for me. It was confusing.
But
do
you know what it is? And I take your point, but again, they explained a lot of things. Because when I saw the trailer with Lois flying that film, I'm like, what? I hate things like, I hate super friends, innit? I just can't stand friends getting involved, like the humans and stuff. But frustratingly, it kind of, Mr. Terrific explained that this ship is intuitive, innit? I mean, I would have preferred that if he's so intelligent, I would have preferred that he said, look, go in my ship, set coordinates to go and fly Superman to the Kent. Like, there's really no need for her to fly it, innit? I mean, yes, although they explained it, it still didn't really pay off as well, because, like,
I didn't know when this was. Like, what time is this that we have them kind of spaceships that we can get all of the media crew in and all of the journalists, and we can just go flying?
It's a film. It's a comic film. Come on, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a comic film, bro.
You have to accept. Come on. You have to accept that this is a comic book film in this world.
Come on, man. Yeah.
There's kaiju monsters, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Okay,
We've never had a kaiju monster in any Superman.
I can't accept that Superman should be all powerful.
Huh?
What do you mean?
It's a comic book film, but I shouldn't be able to accept Superman's all powerful.
Yeah, but
that's the whole point. That's the whole point of being a comic, though.
Like, look, we're telling a story, so it's like, if he's just all powerful, bro, the film would have been 5 minutes. You get me? He would have flew to Lex Corp, twisted his neck off. That was it, end of the film.
But this is why it showed the human side. This is showed the human side to Clark. Like, this is what I'm trying to say to you. Even when he's saving the squirrel, it's because he's so, in his mind, he's so human. Like, that side of him has taken over any sort of alien or superpower that he has. Is that he's trying to say, I'm more human than you lot. Do you know what I mean? In the sense of, like, I will save a squirrel rather than before it crashes it, whatever. Do you know what I mean? Even the parts where, like, his feelings towards Krypto. Do you know what I mean? Like, those kind of things there is showing his human side. Like, that's his battle. This is the battle that he has. with
Yeah,
Lex
he
and
wanted to
stuff.
save the kaiju monster, like put him in like a alien, and everything, and that's proper Superman law because he's got like in his Fortress of Solitude, he's got sections of the Fortress of Solitude where rather than killing the creatures, he'll just zoo them, like pet them in some way, which is a bit weird.
And
But
the
yeah,
monkeys,
Put them
the
in
monkeys,
prison, yeah.
the monkeys on Twitter and stuff. They were in that Gap world, right? They were in
yeah,
the So it's like
and
that's like
that's in the comics as well, you know. Like not
okay.
like
I didn't know that.
all these things that
So
I've been put in there, they're comic accurate, isn't it? This
there's
is what I'm saying.
monkeys
This is
on
straight
doing
out of
Twitter
like,
feeds,
pardon.
doing Twitter feeds and doing hashtags.
Obviously,
I can't.
obviously, it's like the monkeys
It
would have
doesn't
been
mean
doing
over
But
to you.
something.
but Nate, they're trying to relate to this. They're trying to these
Yeah,
times. That's
Okay, we're trying to
why
relate
relate.
to
it's
what? But
these
we're not trying to
times.
say it's too much.
Well, why is it too much? It's these
Like, what?
times, brother.
Listen, what we're saying.
Why?
It's related to this world, but it's still a superhero movie, and we can have these. We can have Lois Lane flying this thing with no kind
Yeah.
of training and all that kind of stuff because it's a superhero film. But then we also have to understand that we're gonna make it modern, so we're gonna have hashtags. We're gonna have them invading countries. We're gonna have political unrest. I just thought so like it.
But
They're doing
but
too
what's
much.
happening now? It's what's going on now, though.
So,
I don't
okay, so what was
understand.
this? So was this film supposed to be like the Great Hope? Like,
But bro,
guys, don't think about life. Superman is like it's the Great Hope.
that's fundamentally what Superman is like. Again,
Then I won't watch
Gerard's telling
Superman.
He's a
Superman,
savior. He's a savior,
do
right?
not interfere
Whoa, he's not my
in
savior.
yeah, do not interfere in human history or human business, basically. So politics, all that stuff, he's really not
Nate is
supposed to.
Nate is free Lex Luthor, you know. He's free
Yeah,
Lex Luthor, bro.
and that's the whole point. That's the whole point why Lois was like questioning him because obviously, like prior to like what we saw in the film, like the events that he went to basically intervene in that war that was happening in I can't remember the countries, but yeah, whatever like the countries that he basically
Arabia.
threatened the president with or prime minister. Like that's where Superman is like, okay, you're all like you shouldn't get involved in kind of, and I think it fits perfectly because like yeah, what if you were that powerful, you could literally rule the world if you wanted to, not in even necessarily like a tyrannical way, but just like look, I'm gonna stop the war in it, but actually it's like he has to kind of be balanced. Well, he doesn't have to be balanced, but he chooses to be in it. But I think when enough is enough, when he's like realizing that, that's when he got so emotional when he's like people are gonna die. That's where he draws the line, isn't it? So it has to look. You got to remember when Superman came out in 1938. He came out post World War One. He was actually a symbol to for people that had literally just come out of the war and stuff like that, and to be like so. Any Superman, whatever comic book hero is always going to adapt to today's times, isn't it?
It was
Exactly.
a little after the war, guys. The war.
Pardon?
It was a little after the war, like 20 years after
Yeah.
the war. It wasn't
Well,
just
yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Well, it was still mash up, isn't it? Like,
I-
but that's like that's
okay.
Superman.
So
Isn't it?
you watching this with
Yeah.
your knowledge of Superman hat and you like Superman and you've watched all of these Superman films and you have a kind of deeper understanding.
Hmm.
For the average Joe that goes to watch that film, what will they get from this film? Will they get all of the stuff that we spoke about?
Yeah. This film is all about internal turmoil, and everybody goes through that. Everybody in life goes through identity crisis. Do you know what I mean? We all go through these things, bro. Like it's touching on things where I believe everyone goes through, and trying to find who you are, and what's right, what's wrong, what decisions I should make, and if I do make the decision, what will be the outcome, and all this stuff. Like, and then you'll go back to your parenting, how your parents raised you, and how that will, what can I say, plan out your future, and then when you're faced with these issues now, how do you deal with these issues? This is all these things. It's all about that. Like,
And
for you to
you
say,
Caesar,
no, what?
listen, listen. I come to watch Superman, and I don't come to watch EastEnders, Emmerdale Farm, or anything like that about emotions and all that kind of stuff. You know,
No, Nate asked the question. Did you hear his question? Did you hear his question?
Yeah, but
I
I'm
heard your
asking you.
response.
So I was
Exactly.
asking
So exactly.
average Joe. Okay, all right. NG's gonna go watch his film on Thursday. Yeah, he's going to watch it on Thursday. Yeah, he's going to cinema on Thursday with school friends. They're going to watch it. Will they get this message? The message that you're saying.
I
I
reckon.
believe so. I don't. I can't speak for teenagers,
I reckon so.
but I think so. They should do, but I can't speak for them.
I
I
don't
can't
see
speak
I'm
for
how.
them.
asking because I don't know if when I watch this did I self-reflect on my own inner turmoils of how I feel about myself, and it didn't make me reflect on self.
I mean, you don't have to, but like you can watch, you can watch a film and not necessarily like feel. I feel this way as well. I feel like, but you know, it's quite clear that what message they're trying to send. Do you know what I mean? Superman is a person that is he's all good, he's all righteous, he's all positivity and things like that, and that's his morals. Everything is being everyone, even Lois questioned. He's like obviously she wasn't doing it to like thing him to troll him, but she was just doing it just in case because people will start thinking, look, who are you? What are you about? And stuff like that. So, and that's what he's always struggled with his identity, like of who he is as a person.
I find that interesting considering when we watched things a couple of weeks ago on Marvel, yeah, there was a
Yeah.
TV series where somebody, I'm not going to talk about it because I'm not talking about that today, was going
Mm.
through the same inner turmoil, and your response to this was it was shit.
In
And that's
fact,
not,
I'm going to
it's
say that
cool.
word
It's cool.
because
We're going to pause
I'm a
there.
bit more
I'll pause
I'm a
there
bit
because we're
more
not doing that now.
respectful.
We're
Yeah.
not doing that now. But I'm just saying, using your own words, when we spoke about things a couple of weeks ago, you lot were point blank. This is
It's
shit.
how it's done
Yeah.
though, Nate.
Let's
It's
not
how
be
it's done.
silly.
It doesn't matter.
That wasn't a
Like
good program. That wasn't a good program.
exactly, like it's how it's
This wasn't a
done.
good film.
You
This wasn't
can't
a good
Yeah.
compare
film.
that. You
You
can't
can't
compare
compare that. That
Ironheart
was not a good
with
No,
program.
Superman. Come
no,
on.
I didn't mention Ironheart. I just said,
Oh come on, bro. We all know what you're talking about, bro.
yeah, but
Come on,
I
bro.
was implying. I implied.
It's the same as Equalizer, man. But let's move on. Let's move on.
Oh my god! A quick thing also on the film, right? Before I say this, we can move on to characters and everything else. Didn't you think the editing was very poor? As in, it would just constantly jump in scenes.
Yeah, that was a bit strange. The editing choices was like because there was a lot of we're here, we're there. Like it was literally like smoking something and watching it quickly, in it. Like it was very fast
I bet.
paced, which isn't always a bad thing, I suppose. But no, it was very jumpy things. Like
I didn't really notice that, to be honest. I didn't really notice that, but yeah.
no, it was a very like I said. Look, this film is definitely not perfect. You know, there's a
Oh yeah,
lot of
yeah, yeah.
lot of things like I'm just like why like do you know what one of the things that I again the whole Jarrell thing Kel
Yeah.
like again I would have really like, that would have I think now that I think about it, that would have suited the Sliderverse perfectly because
Yeah.
it
The
was
dark part.
yeah
Yeah.
but I would have like because and you know what I must admit as much as I love seeing the trailers really it's the trailers didn't sort of depict what was in the film, if that makes sense. So, for example, that constant shot that we saw of that bystander throwing the can at the back of Superman's head. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
obviously,
yeah, yeah.
you're thinking Superman must have done something really bad for that to happen. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, what we find out is seconds before that happened, it's like everyone's, yeah, Superman, yeah, he's great. He's the greatest person, whatever, da da da. And then all of a sudden, it's like they find out this news, immediately turn against him, and you're throwing a can at him. And it's like, all right, you're throwing at a
Yeah.
can that someone can literally homeland you any minute. Do you know what I mean? There was no fear. There was no like, what if I like? He should have been like, hey, I'll just throw a can at Superman's head. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
But
yeah, and this is the
the
thing.
point I'm trying to make, the point I'm trying to make though I thought that backlash would have been because of the political disruption that it caused, like in those other countries. So it might have been a case of right by him interrupting a war, maybe there were casualties, maybe the one country overthrew the others. Like that would have made more sense for people to be outraged because where he's trying to do the good thing by getting involved in human politics and whatever, and by him doing good, he actually made a big mistake. But I just
Yeah.
thought,
So yes, exactly. Similar to Superman versus Batman, where Batman was so upset that the people that were killed following his battle within the battle with General Zod and all that kind of stuff. Do you get what I
yeah,
mean?
or better still,
That-
Civil War, like Civil War when they were in Lagos and they
oh
and Wanda killed all those
La
people.
Deuce. La Deuce.
Oh, La Goose.
yeah, back to Marvel.
La
Yeah,
Deuce.
of course.
Look, come on, man. You know there's going to be comparisons, but yeah, things like that would have made more sense. So I didn't like. I definitely felt that I would have preferred more of a kind of political thing because again, it's like, yeah, one of the things about the crowd as well. I mean, the trailers, that beautiful shot of him saving that girl. Yeah, why was the girl just casually just like walking, kicking cans like there wasn't a 100-foot monster behind her? Like no one, it didn't feel like no one was scared there, innit? And it's like the people that were scared were just, okay, the people that he was supposed to save, like the woman that he flew to the roof, or the woman that he saved when the building was falling down and he kind of pushed the
But
car
but
away.
Merv,
Yeah.
but you gotta think like remember this universe. There's a lot happening, so they're probably not used to it, but they've probably seen similar things like this before. Where you know what I mean,
I
you
know,
know,
and I was thinking that, I thought, okay, they because even like when, what's her name? Miss Taskmaster was like doing the selfies whilst, that was happening, because I thought, that's a bit weird. Why is she doing that? But I realised who it was, because I thought it was Cat Grant at first, but it's, Miss Taskmaster. But no, but even though, okay, like you're used to monsters being there, but why was the girl just there on her? Like,
yeah,
where was
I
her
know.
parents like rushing to save her? Do you know what I mean? So it just seemed like certain things were set up just so he could do that save in it, and I'm like, again, keep that shot in there, but make it so that there was a
Make
bit
it look. Yeah.
like it didn't feel like there was any stakes. Do you know what I mean?
But that scene where he saved that woman on a bridge,
Yeah.
and I remember, I don't remember that when that he stopped that. I thought it was the building falling on the
Yeah,
car,
falling. Yeah.
and then and
Yeah.
then like massive smoke, and you see him
Yeah.
rise up. That was a big scene.
Yeah. That was
Like
it.
it fully wasn't. It fully
Like,
wasn't. It fully wasn't a big thing.
like you said, Rich, him as Superman. Do you know, like, I instantly felt like, you know what? We need this guy to be Superman for a very long time. He's only 32 years old, and he's got plenty of hopefully life left in him to do it, because we we didn't get look. Shut up, Rich. We didn't get a Superman Return sequel. We didn't get a Man of Steel sequel. Superman films deserve a sequel, innit? Do you know what I mean? Because what's going to happen is, like, what I'm worried about, especially now that they've got, like, this is the first film of the new DC universe, and we've already got meta-humans in there as well. It's like, what I don't want is, like, you're just rushing to the Justice League now. Do you know what I mean?
But can't you see they did that anyway because they've overcrowded the film with too many characters.
Actually, let me take that back. Let me take that back.
Damn it!
It would work because, yeah, we've already established them in it, and I don't feel like I don't feel like those characters overpowered him, but in
Not
a
at all.
sense of, like,
Not at all.
there was still a lot of Superman in the film.
Justice Gang.
I did,
We're not using that as Justice League.
No,
no,
I think the joke is that they're going to change their name to Justice. That's why they kept making that
No.
joke.
Even if they change their name, that can't be Justice League. Like, I
because you
don't
know
want
what,
that.
you know
No,
what. Yeah,
no.
I ain't
Well,
gonna. I can't.
Hawkgirl's part of Justice League.
Yeah, Hawk Girl is. Yeah,
I think,
but I
in fact, all
can't.
of them are part of Justice League. It's just Justice League has expanded, isn't it? There's so many members of Justice League. Yeah, go on, Rich.
Sorry, Kel just mentioned one of my biggest upsets. Hawk Girl. She was absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, I didn't like
She
Hawkgirl.
was,
I didn't like
you
her. I
know,
didn't like her.
that screaming she was doing every time. She was like, "I'm gonna fly. I'm just gonna constantly scream." And I thought, why are you even in there?
The thing is,
I re-
Hawkgirl does scream, but it
no,
didn't work.
I know she does.
Like,
The thing is, I know she does, but she was screaming every single time, and I was like,
they kept doing that
this
weird
is
shot. I didn't like that. It didn't work for her.
yeah,
No, not at
definitely,
all.
definitely.
Like, Miss
And even is it Metamorpha? Is his name?
Metamorpho, yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was horrendous. I
No,
really, I felt his part in the whole thing. I just felt I just thought to myself, what is your
I
purpose? And look,
no, I liked him. However, I didn't like the way it was very weak the way he started to help Superman. Like, oh, Lex Luthor just shot someone in the head. Oh, how can you do that? I'm thinking, Bob, you seen Lex Luthor do worse things. Like,
Yeah,
how
killing
but
could
that
loads
that
of
was
one
people, just
thing
yeah.
exactly? So how could that one thing make you switch and then help Superman? That part
that
was
whole
weak.
scene annoyed that whole. Bro, I was getting so impatient when they done that river lava thing. I was saying out loud, why is this scene like this baby? I don't care about this baby at all.
Thank
Like,
you,
like
Joel.
I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand that whole scene. I think you're wasting precious time. There's so much things you could have done. Like, and
But
it went
there,
on for too long.
but this is where you go back to Superman's humanity. He has to, in his mind, he has to save the baby in it.
But that's fine. That's fine that he saved the baby, but the
But
scene just didn't work. Do you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, no, I
It
hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, I just thought it was so poor. Metamorpho didn't have to come in. He didn't have to come into this film, and his role in this film was just like I just felt it was again. It was just as another wasted character that you put in,
and you know what?
who doesn't do it. No, don't just say yeah he was needed. Don't just do that for the
I wasn't
sake
gonna
of
say
it.
that. I'm gonna.
Oh, sorry.
I know. Like on balance, this film is supposed to really kind of delve into the wackiness of comic books, isn't it? Like again, in that era, I think they're really kind of basing it on the everything's just. It doesn't matter what logic there is. We're putting you in this world, and you just have to accept it, sort of thing. I get that where they're trying to do that, but even like with Lex, yeah, and we can talk about Lex in a minute as well. But what a stupid plan. So you left somebody that is basically emotional because you're having your son captured. So already by him putting him in the same cage as Superman, did he not plan? Didn't he not think to himself, you know what? What if Superman, the all righteous, positive person, manages to talk this guy over? All he has to do is stop using the kryptonite. Superman gets his powers back, and he can save his son, which is exactly what he did. So that was a bit careless, leaving
Well,
Superman in
well,
the same. I didn't
yeah.
like that.
So and Lex Luthor being the smartest man in the world.
Yeah, and you know
I didn't
what?
say
Yeah,
I didn't say it was
I know
smart man.
you're.
No. I didn't say it
I
was
know in
smart
your
man. No, I
review,
didn't say
Rich.
that.
Yeah,
So
you didn't like.
what did you say? Sorry, what did you say?
I said he was intelligent.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, but
intelligent.
The most intelligent man in the world, yeah.
I didn't say.
he's
I
got
didn't say
I
world.
wouldn't say
Where you
that.
get his
Okay,
world from?
so okay, sorry, I over exaggerated the word world, but he's not
That's
very
fine.
intelligent then.
he is,
But no,
but
but
he's
I
got to
don't.
be a human.
I don't agree with Murph at that point, and I explain why. He's got so he's the this metamorphosis has got his son captured. Yeah, captured with and someone. So obviously in his mind he's thinking raw. He's not going to do nothing silly because any forced move he's dead. Plus there's no sunlight. So even when Superman does even if he stops using the kryptonite, there's no form of way that there's no sunlight, so he will get his powers to even
But,
break out that cage. Do you know what I
but
mean?
he
So
formed the sunlight.
But
he didn't not of sunlight, he formed a light,
yeah, but you
which
know what?
Which
which was
reflects the
then
sun.
Maybe Lex didn't anticipate that. To be fair, you know
Lex
what I mean?
anticipate that. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
it was. So it's not about
You know what?
intelligence. That's not
It's more of a
intelligence.
nitpick. It's more of a nitpick for me. Do you know what I mean? But like, but speaking of Lex though, and I know obviously we all know that Lex hates Superman. He hates everything about Superman, and he wants to kill him and stuff. But I feel like they could have tapped in just a little bit of humanity in Lex to make you feel like, you know what, I I want to sort of empathize with this guy as well. Do you know what I mean? I don't
Well,
know. Like
with Lex, what's the character's name? Herbert. I can't remember his name. The actual the actor who plays him. Uh,
Nicholas
w-
Holt.
w- that's it. Nick. Yeah, that's it. I really I can't remember his. I'm just guessing off head, innit? So I really felt there was elements where he was just overacting,
Oh
and there
yeah.
was elements. Did you catch that as well?
I I mean, I think it was neat. Again, like I said, I didn't mind that, but I think they should have just had moments where he was just a bit more. I don't know. Again, it might have just been. Again, he was literally the Lex Luthor out of the comics, just angry, angry.
The
It's only like
animation.
yeah, Yeah, I'd prefer a bit more of a calmer, more strategic. But Lex was just on job for the whole film, innit?
I love this Lex. He's been apart from the first Superman film, for me, this is my favorite Lex.
Yeah, like definitely
My
better than
favorite
Jesse
Lex.
Eisenberg's Lex Luthor. That was
100%. I loved it. Like the way he was so passionate. Like I can see the passion, like how much he hated Superman. The
yeah.
lengths he went just to destroy him. Like, yeah, I loved it. Man.
I didn't like.
And Lex. Sorry, one more thing.
Yeah,
All the
sorry.
all the other Lexes, they're all comedic in a way. They're all kind of trying to be funny, or they got a weird kind of sense of humor. There's no humor with him. It's a straight. I want to kill this guy. I'm going all that to kill him. Do you know what I mean? And that's because I watch a lot of animations of Superman,
Yeah.
and this is the Lex from those animations. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah. So they captured that part really well. But yeah,
The dog was there for the humor.
yeah, dog.
No,
Correct.
it wasn't.
No, the dog was there for the humor. Every scene the dog came in, it was humorous.
Of course, but it wasn't. You know, I think a lot of people were worried about how much input Krypto would have in this, but it wasn't overpowering. You know what I mean?
No, I think he was.
Like it wasn't in every single single scene.
I reckon Krypto's stronger than Superman.
But Nate, you give it a 6. So let's see what you like. What do you like about the film, Nate?
If he was trained better, he would be stronger than Superman.
I doubt it.
I'm being sarcastic here.
Oh, I thought he was being serious.
I like the reveal of Supergirl at the end.
The thing is, I fully didn't.
It was at the end of towards the end of the first film, part of the film, before we went to credits.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't even a post-scene credit. It was just literally
That's what I said. The end of the film.
Yeah,
the girl that came in, she was like, hey bitches, like the one from Game of Thrones, Millie Alcott.
Yeah, I like.
Yeah. No, I thought it was in the film. I thought it was just in the. But yeah, go on.
No, it was in the film.
No, I didn't know it was at the end. I thought it was like. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I liked that reveal. I really liked Mr. Terrific.
Yeah, I liked him as well. I liked
Mr. Terrific.
Yeah.
Well, can we just step back? I know you're going through all these characters, right? Like the whole the reveal of Supergirl was okay, but I think it deserved a post credit scene than it actually coming in near the end of the film.
The post credit scenes were bollocks. The post credit scenes were awful.
No, but the post credit scenes were done that way, so it wasn't. It's not about the DC.
I haven't finished about Supergirl.
But we were actually interrupted.
No, because you're moving on to the. I was just saying it would have been better if it was in a post credit scene, and the fact that she swore, I was like, "What are you swearing for?" Like, I just to me, I think it was just very like I think the amount of swearing was in this film for super. I know we are 2025, but was it necessary? And I can't remember in previous Supermans there was any swearing. Am I really nitpicking here?
Yeah, that's a nitpick. That didn't bother me too much. But it's your opinion, isn't it? So it's fine. But no, what Nate was saying, like, I think what you're about to say, Nate, like the post credit scenes weren't supposed to. It's not an MCU thing, isn't it? Basically, and I think James Gunn said himself that he's not going to do any post. He's not going to do an MCU thing because he wants the stories done first. He wants, like, if he knows definitely the film's going to be done, then I don't know, maybe he might do it, but he's not going to like be like, okay, let me do a post credit scene that links to another film because it's actually not done yet.
Yeah.
But then don't do it. Then don't do it.
It's not like, look, we've been spoiled by MCU, innit? Like, look, even He-Man had a post credit scene, bro.
Yeah, no, okay, which I understand. Then don't do a post credit scene because your post credit scene, the final one, made no sense. It wasn't needed.
Yeah, but it was just about Superman. It's just about Superman's humanity, innit? And like his human thing, and he thinks he's been a bit of a prick in it. Like this isn't really balanced, and he doesn't know he's trying to be a human. I hear it, Like I'm being facetious certain time with Superman, innit? Like it's a film, innit? But I do question a lot of the stuff about Superman. But it was supposed to bring laughs, but it wasn't really funny. I think more people in the cinema were just frustrated that they waited to the end to see it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Do you know what I
and,
mean?
and the thing is, like, what do we call this film? It was an action comedy.
It's an action film,
Because,
isn't it? But you know what?
no, because
Yeah,
no, but I can't. You can't just class it an action film because there was a lot of humor in there, which frustrated me.
yeah. I think they went very heavy on the humor, and
Not
yeah,
not not Thor, not Thor Ragnarok. For
just
heavy.
well,
It
No,
was
but
it
Thor,
was
Thor
yeah,
Ragnarok.
yeah,
No,
I mean,
yeah,
Thor Love and
but you know,
Thunder, yeah, went Thor Love and Thunder heavy.
no, but
exactly.
it
It
wasn't.
wasn't
But
that. Yeah.
no, but don't forget those films there. They're already established. They're already successes. So it going for a bit more humor in those films makes sense. But coming from this film, to me, it just didn't it sit with me well.
And you
Even
know what it is as well. You know what it is as well. I think Rich as well. I think that's especially down to James Gunn because James
correct.
Gunn he likes humor in it, and I think sometimes it's like, look, we know you like humor, we know you like this. It was a very James Gunn trope film. Do you know what I
Oh,
mean? Like,
100%. Because did you know they cut out 20 minutes of the film of humor?
I'm glad
Because
because
yeah, because
yeah,
the film was actually meant to be 2.5 hours, but they cut it down to 2.9.
yeah. So yeah, no, it's very James Gunn heavy. And the thing is, don't get me wrong. Certain characters, especially Guy Gardner, I think Nathan Fillion he smashed it as Guy. I've always wanted to be, Howard Jordan, but at least he's Green Lantern. He was funny. Do you know what I mean? And I don't even think he was even trying to be stupid funny. It was just funny. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
To
I,
be honest, I love the humor. I feel like
yeah.
humor was. I think it fit the film fine. It wasn't over the top at all. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
But again, there was a lot of things that kind of just ruined, and this is quite a lot of sometimes super films where it's like when you're having a bit more of a serious part in it, like you see, like when obviously he was giving Lex a speech at the end, like about you know what, no, I am human, I I tie my boots up and da 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 da, and then Crypto
Yeah.
just comes and roughs him up. It's like, yeah, you're ruining those moments, really, isn't it?
yeah, because
Like,
I hear you.
there was no serious elements in it that you can
yeah.
actually take in. It was always based around comedy.
The only serious element is when Jonathan Kent spoke to
Yeah,
Cobb. Yeah,
correct. Yeah, correct. Yeah,
probably
agreed.
probably a different take on his mum smashed it. Like when she's talking on the phone, like
On the phone, that was typical old person.
yeah, I'll go get your boots.
But I think Lois Lane and Clark Kent, their relationship was serious. There wasn't much of a
yeah,
comedic
yeah.
aspect there as well. You know.
You
But
know
no, but
what?
do you know what? It didn't feel that they were together to me.
Oh, it did for
They
me.
were kind of, they were kind
I
of
think
like,
it was on ropey grounds. I know, obviously, they're pretending not to see each other when they're on a daily planet, but it felt like when they were together, it wasn't as serious. It's only until he said, "Yeah, I love you," then she got the emotional side of things.
but they established that because obviously at the beginning after the interview, she was like, "Oh, I knew this was a mistake." So it's kind of like they didn't explicitly say we're broken up, but it's almost like they were tense in it. There was no, they didn't know where they were until obviously the end part. Like, so that they kind of explained that.
Listen, I'm
But
not
you
a
know
fan
what?
of any of the. I'm not a fan of Lois Lane, but this Lois Lane I could tolerate for some reason. I could
Yeah,
tolerate
she
her.
she, she had she wasn't. You know what? She wasn't an. It wasn't like, oh, I got to go. Yeah, she wasn't the focal point of
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
last mission. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's always like Lois is always like just there, bang in the middle. Like, I've got to save Lois, but she was actually just on the sidelines doing her job. Do you know what I mean? Investigating, which I like.
Yeah.
But do you know what? It was a shame that they couldn't kill her Flores. The amount they changed the film, so much of the changing of the film, they couldn't kill her off. Because the fact they switched the whole Jarrell thing, I was thinking to myself, if they're going to switch Jarrell thing, they might as well kill her off then.
Anyway,
That makes no sense.
you know who I did like as well, which I liked Jimmy. Like, I don't know if you remember that guy from Spider Man. he was in Spider-Man, the Andrew Garfield one, and Gwen Stacy's brother at the dinner table. Like, Jimmy proper smashed it.
Oh yeah, sorry, Jimmy, yeah.
I think they kind of dragged him and Eve Taskmaster's relationship a little bit. It kind of just kept doing that same joke over and over. But Jimmy smashed it. I don't know why Cat Grant was in there. She didn't do anything. Do you know what I mean?
Who's Cat Kwan?
Cat
Do
was
you know the one that was in Supergirl, the
other
TV
woman
series? Ali
who
McBeal's character.
the other woman who we believe should have had more to do in the
Yo,
show.
the blonde, the one in the blonde hair.
Yeah, the one they kept
Yeah.
on going to. Like, we thought, okay, is she going to be doing something? But she didn't do anything.
Yeah, she didn't do anything. They
her
wasted
character.
Wendell Pierce as Perry White. What's like? Don't put Wendell Pierce in as Perry White. No, he didn't do anything really. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, huh?
What can he do?
I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like they could have just given him a bit more of a, even give him a bit more screen time with Lois and Clark. And I know they were kind of like harping back to like the originals, kind of like when it's like, "Don't call me Chief," because he kept saying that in the 1978 one and stuff, innit? But like, there was a moment in the 1978 one when Perry White was talking to Clark, like, no, like, you know what, I want to talk to you, like, you know, I need, like, you should be a bit more ballsy, like, you know, have like that. That was a moment in it, and it's like, I feel like they gave Wendell Pierce just little sprinkles of Perry White, but again, there was no. He was just there in it because he had to be in it. They had to have Perry White in the film.
Yeah,
it was just
no, I
like,
get that.
sign it off, and all that. It's good.
To be honest, though, there wasn't actually in this film much time as Superman as Clark Kent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
There wasn't.
Yeah, agreed.
So I think that probably did impact on the fact of how much stuff happened at the Daily Planet, because there was only really brief scenes of it was Clark.
I'm so glad you said that, because again, like, when I saw it, I'm thinking, no, it looks like he's a proper bumbling Clark, like the kind of clumsy and all that stuff. I love that. And it's like, actually, we only just literally saw you for that moment in the Daily Planet. And if anything, it was more Superman and just more in between, man. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it wasn't.
he was more bumbling Superman.
But
Yeah.
But you got to remember, because like what they said, it was 3 years after him being at the Daily Planet. So I get why they probably didn't show that part, because fundamentally we kind of know how Clark Kent is. And that's the reason. I think that's the reason why, and that's why I said in the beginning that I liked David as the character, because he played both well, even though we didn't see a lot of Clark. But the parts we saw of Clark was actually good, because he reminded me, again, I will reflect back to Christopher Reeves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Can I mention one scene that I terribly disliked?
Well,
You know the scene of Mr. Terrific?
yeah.
And you know that they did it in Guardians of the Galaxy, where the music was playing and he was battering everyone.
Yeah.
I
Oh, really?
hated that scene.
Most people like that scene.
Nah,
Is it
like
the
you said,
music choice or just?
the music and the whole, it just, you know, when you say, oh, it's a typical James Gunn, the comedy element, all that kind of stuff, it frustrated me, because it's just like, bro, that's Guardians of the Galaxy. This is Superman. Don't just follow those formulas that worked in the MCU, because what I want to see this completely different elements, so that it's not just what we reflect back on it. And I think one of the reasons why I gave it 4 out of 10 is because it was the hype that came with Mr. Gunn. Do you get what I mean? It's the hype that came with him, and I said to myself, right, so he's going to come and totally change it up and take it from where it ever was from Henry Cavill to like a top notch. Where I said to myself, he hasn't done that. He's just gone back on his old formula and made it like a Guardians of the Galaxy comedy, like comedy aspect of things, change a few things around, but fundamentally he used the same template that he used from Guardians of the Galaxy, and that's one of the reasons why my mark is so low based in the film, Yes, some parts I did like of it, but I think the thing is just down to James Gunn as well.
I get that, and I think what's kind of tricky sometimes when you're a director and you're probably established for a certain style of movie making is that there's that danger of, are you just gonna hash the same things that you've done prior? Like, yes, it's a superhero comic book movie. You've done it with Guardians, you've done it with Suicide Squad, and now you're doing it with Superman. And it's like, I don't think. Again, I love the brightness. I love the fun that he brought to Superman. I love the origin, like the kind of origins of Superman that he brought, like literally the comic book aspect of it. I think it worked very well. But again, he definitely brought joyful to it. There's no way that it can say this film was dull and depressing. It was very joyful. Do you know what I mean? Like,
No, 100%. And I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that.
and I think that's how Superman should be. And I think, like I said, it's like, because it's weird because even like the bit when Lex was playing Russian roulette with that guy, I did not see that coming at all.
No, exactly. Yeah, I didn't see that coming. I didn't.
That will stop me from bringing kids to see it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no. Real talk. No, real talk. I totally agree. I know, Merv, this is more for you, really. And I know this is one of your things about films. But what do you think the score and music?
You know
Hello?
what? I didn't have a problem with it. I mean, obviously you had like kind of remixes of John Williams's thing, but it was there when it needed to be. Like, I mean, obviously this is more of a punk rock sort of Superman film, isn't it? Like, had a lot of like rock and whatever in it. It didn't. It honestly didn't bother me. I mean, the songs are not memorable, but it didn't bother me.
No, but the reason why I asked you this specifically, because what you always do mention about any of the major films that come out from Marvel or DC, you always reflect on the score music and how fantastic it was and everything else. And now you're saying that, I'm like, do you get what I mean? Because it's definitely not one it's not one to be downloaded.
No, I mean, I've downloaded the John Williams version of this one, definitely. But again, the rest wasn't really, because I like the kind of more soundtrack, the epic kind of sounds of it, the instrumentals, isn't it? But this didn't have it, and that's okay. I don't mind. You know what it is? It's like, I think where the film was so busy. Again, there wasn't really a lot of moments to just kind of be. Like, obviously you've got like the original Superman, the Lois and Clark scene where they're flying and all that stuff. Like, you've got pure scenes where you can just download or listen to those soundtracks. But I don't know, the music didn't bother me too much, to be fair.
Wow. Okay, I'm surprised by that. I'm actually surprised, but no, but cool. Now I get it. If you know what wasn't bothered, and also I don't know if you see like the reviews that initial. Sorry.
Oh, sneeze, isn't it?
Oh, sorry. Bless you. I don't know if you've seen the reviews after the film because there was an embargo, right, for I think 48 hours or something like that after the films come out, and you see all the positive about the film, which was quite funny. I thought, right, this film must be really good. Like, I'm thinking this positivity, and a day and a half after the film come out. All, and then this is after my after my after my reaction, because I said to myself, "Oh, I must be really, really that bad." Like the way I kind of ripped the film, but watching my normal, not just emergency awesome, but watching everybody else afterwards, because I kind of felt my judgment was a bit harsh. But then after having the real comments coming out and the real reviews, they felt exactly the way I felt. And there was absolutely, because you know what? Because in the cinema, right, there was about 200 people at 10:15 a.m. Yeah,
Yeah.
all the Superman Mervs, all the tops on and the capes and all sorts. Yeah. So
Really?
and you know what's funny? We
What
sat.
cinema did you go
So
to?
I'll tell you what's funny. Oh, the one in my ends and View.
Oh, what? In Leicester or
No,
Stratford?
Leicester, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
No, yeah,
Oh,
Leicester, yeah. So because obviously $4.99, no one's saying no.
listen,
Do you get what I mean?
I bought VIP tickets. I was bang in the middle of my cinema room with my get up.
No
Yeah,
man.
nobody. The thing is, I started to feel away because I was thinking, I'm in Big Stratford. Yeah, I don't see one person with no Superman t-shirt on.
This
I had
is
to
yeah.
commit in it. I committed in it.
But do you know what it is? Do you know what's funny? Because everybody's watching the film and busting joke, like laughing at the comedy elements of it of Krypton, Wolfie, sorry, pardon, Krypto. I mean Wolfie, right? Laughing at those comedy elements. And after the film ended, people actually just trying to understand and trying to take it in. And you know when usually people clap,
Hmm.
there was
Yeah,
no clapping.
there's no
There was
claps.
no, there was no, there was
Nothing.
no clapping, and obviously I was sitting there, the fanatics, and I go to them, "What did you think?" Yeah, it's not all that. It's not all that. And I specifically I asked them, and then I spoke to another family, friends or whatever they are. I asked them, "What do you think of the film?" Because I wanted to gauge their response based on my reaction because I knew exactly how I felt about the film straight away, and they replicated everything that I was saying. And they said that after because obviously people do just like other films, right? People watch the first one, Christopher Reeve, and then watch Man of Steel before they actually go and watch the brand new one coming out. And there was just like I don't know, it wasn't all that. And again, based on the reviews 48 hours after the embargo, and again it reflected my review. So this is why, like you saying 8 out of 10, it kind of shocks me. You said 8 out of 10, especially on the amount of stuff that you've just highlighted from the last hour and 16 minutes.
Do you know what? It's weird though. That's why I didn't want to. It's so weird because as many flaws as it has, it's not a perfect film at all. Yeah, but I really enjoyed it. It's weird. I'm okay. I'm biased to Superman anyway,
100%.
but I I still enjoyed it. I can't.
How many
I
times you
felt
watched it?
some sense of like excitement when I watched it still in it, and I thought to myself, all right, I'm probably not going to watch it 5 times, but I still want to watch it again.
Yeah, you
I
watched it
was,
a
I,
second
What?
time.
I was going to watch it the day afterwards, but due to unforeseen circumstances, I couldn't. But
Okay.
I want to watch it again now that we're talking about it as well.
Yeah, and this is the thing. This is. I think this is definitely a film that I won't watch again unless it comes on like Sky or something like that. I don't think I would waste my time going into the cinema and say, yeah, I have to watch it just to have a clear understanding about Superman. I definitely won't. But it's not forgettable at the moment. The only reason why it's not forgettable is because I
It's just
think
in the
there's so many
ether,
flaws. Sorry.
innit? It's in the ether, innit?
Yeah, exactly. It's not like I'm not going to forget it. I'm just going to remember all the points that obviously now it's online of my reaction. Right, I won't forget it. And I've made like through the film, I was making notes throughout the film, which kind of distracted me because I said to myself, and one of the things I said right at the end, right, of the film, Richard Donner and Christopher Reeves will be rolling in their graves.
I don't think so. I don't think so at all.
Well,
I think
they'll be rolling.
very much
No,
like
Jesus. No,
they
no,
were
no, no,
like,
no, no.
I
Uh,
I know them better than you, although I've never met them.
I don't know them at all. But I will say it was don't know, nice to see people like Peacemaker make a little cameo. And
Yeah,
obviously
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Supergirl 2026 is the next one in the collection. I'm assuming that's coming out. Um I think the film it had its good parts, it had its bad parts. I think it was messy at times. But it was an okay film. It was watchable. I didn't get up and walk out. There were a lot of people in cinema that got up and went toilet at different
Mm.
parts of the film. I thought it was a bit weird. The film isn't that long, and sometimes you don't normally get up to go toilet in the middle of a film because you're
Mm.
scared of what you're going to miss.
Yeah, yeah,
I think there's about 12 people that got up at some point and just walked
yeah.
out. and like they spent different times in the toilet, whatever. You go in the toilet, whatever. So I don't think, you know what I mean. Where I would have been like, if I'm really need to go, I'm not going to go because I feel like I'm going to miss something.
Yeah.
A lot of the people didn't care whether they missed it or not, which I think was a bit of a shame.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
looking at
agreed.
those kind of things because, like I said, we review films, and like I said, and some of us might be devil's advocates or in this arena, not for the actual devil, but like, so we might kind of look at certain things and we might say it's a bit X, Y, and Z. Like the film's okay. I don't think it's the best Superman, but again, Superman is not my hero. So
Yeah.
I think I'm a little bit probably the opposite to you, Merv, where you like everything Superman. I probably don't like everything Superman.
And this is the
But
thing.
that's cool.
I'm trying to. Obviously, you've heard me. Like I said, there's many flaws in it.
Oh
It's
no,
not
you're
perfect.
being honest. You're being
Yeah.
honest. Do you see what I'm saying? You're being honest. You didn't tell me the film is amazing
Hmm.
yet. Like, I just think the film it had its good parts. I
Okay.
take what you and Kel have said on board, and maybe I should look at it with rose tinted glasses and maybe look at things on a humanistic point of view or whatever, a human level. For me, but like I said, that's for me is one of the things I don't like about Superman is the fact he wants to be like a human. But I get why he wants to be like a human. He's been raised by his mum and dad on a farm, Smallville, all that kind of stuff. That for me is the only bit. So it kind of irks me a little bit. All the bits that I don't like about Superman were in the forefront. But that's a me thing. That's not everybody thing. But that was a me thing. It was everything I don't like about Superman, they celebrated in this film.
Yeah.
So I found it hard to watch.
And you know what? Again, I like this. I do like this Superman. I do like him, and I think there's a good split between him and Clark. Even though we saw not much of a big part of Clark itself, I do like him. But I know some people won't like him, some like him. But based on it's what was scripted for him, and that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, and I know sometimes that breaks or makes an actor, and I totally understand why James Gunn had to change and Henry Cavill because the direction he wanted to go, he could not put Henry in this film
Yeah. Yeah.
because it just wouldn't make sense, especially seen from Man of Steel and Batman versus Superman versus Batman. There's no way he could have made Henry Cavill like this. I think he had to get sacked instantly. That's why he had to. That's why he had. That's why he had to change him. Even though he changed his mind at the end, saying, "Actually, Henry, I'm going to change it to someone else." I understand why, but I also think James Gunn under Marvel. What's the who are the brothers? What are they called again?
What DC? What the
No,
DCE?
no. MCU. Um, the two main guys, the two main brothers of MCU.
What Kevin Feige?
Yeah. What I think is, because
Not
with
Kevin
MCU,
Feige. It's about the
The
Infinity
Russo
War.
brothers.
Yeah.
no, no, I'm referring to Kevin Feige because
He's
they
not a
what
brother.
they did, they had overview.
He's not a
Sorry,
brother. Kevin Feige's not a brother.
It's one person.
no,
Yeah.
sorry. My no,
Yeah.
sorry. No, I thought a brother. I thought it was a brother there. Sorry, apologies. I think they had overview of everything that James Gunn was doing, and I think with this particular film, there was no overview from no one.
Yeah, because
I-
James Gunn's the head. He's co-head of DC in it. So basically, it's like
James Gunn is the
he,
Kevin Feige of
yeah,
DC.
yeah, him and
yeah,
Peter Safran.
Yeah.
yeah, and I think he needed direction. I honestly think he needed direction to say, actually, maybe I know what you're trying to do is follow the whole comic aspect of things, but actually, he can deviate from the comic. That's okay, but
He
you
did.
don't have to follow.
I don't think there's anything wrong with him following the comics. I think it's just the way he pieced the film together. I think every single thing that was in that film, I think was good. I think it just needed to be placed in like I don't know, like I said, like the whole motivation for people hating Superman. I would have preferred it to be a bit more of a political thing, opposed to his random parents just giving a message which didn't go anywhere. To be fair, I didn't like that direction. Now, again, maybe that's just my opinion, but
It's not. I think it's everybody's opinion. For me, again, like I said when I say about stuff like the Twitter feeds and all that kind of stuff, even that for me was a little bit like, rah, why do we care what the public think? But I understand he cares about the human stuff. But for me, it's weird for me because I wouldn't expect, I don't know, a
No, you got
Thor.
to remember. Go on, sorry.
I wouldn't expect Thor to care. And I use Thor because he's an alien as well, isn't it?
yeah.
But then again, an
he's a god.
an alien brought up in an alien world and in his world. Do you get what I mean?
That's what I'm
Is there
saying.
an MC equivalent? Is there
Yeah,
a
and
Marvel
Thor's a
equivalent?
bit more. He's a god,
All right, is
and
there a Marvel
he's a bit
equivalent?
more barbaric, isn't it? He's just a bit
And I'm
more
saying, is
like.
there a Marvel equivalent? If there's a Marvel equivalent, I can compare the two. If there's not a Marvel equivalent, I can't compare anybody.
There's no Marvel equivalent. I don't think.
I don't think there's
Superman.
no. There's not. Not even
No,
century. I
Probably
yeah,
three.
no. Just power. There's Marvel equivalents, but not with his background, growing up on a different planet and being being brought up by humans. No, I don't think there is.
What
But I don't know.
what I will say is I definitely don't want to see Batman in this universe.
But he is Batman Brave and the Bold, isn't it? That's what his film's going to be.
Say again.
Batman Brave and the Bold. That's going to be the Batman film.
I don't want to see it.
Why do you not want to see Batman in this world, Kel?
Because it won't suit. He won't suit this universe.
Why not?
Because it's too light-hearted for Batman.
Oh, okay.
Well, you know what,
It's
Joel,
too light-hearted.
what did you think of the thing is, you say that, yeah, but what did you think about Ben Affleck's Batman in Justice League?
He was still dark though. He was still miserable.
Yeah.
He wasn't.
I think he'll still be miserable. They've never made Batman happy in any rendition of any Justice League, to be fair.
But in this universe, I can't. Well, it depends how they go about it. I just can't see. Yeah, I just can't see it
Yeah,
in
I
this universe.
bet you when they introduce Batman, he's gonna start laughing.
Because that Batman, yeah, so it's when I saw Batman in the Flash movie, I'm like, yeah, they're proper it's like they're just lighting him up, innit? Like, to me, he didn't seem as menacing as he was in Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
So I believe, and that's that again. That world was quite more it was more serious than this one. So I don't know. I reckon it
So do you think the Batman are they going to use what's that character who played Batman, the last Batman?
No, you're thinking of Robert Pattinson. They're not.
That's
It's a
it.
different universe.
Okay, so they won't even consider bringing Robert Pattinson into this movie.
No.
So, but don't you think that's a bit? I don't know. It's just like they're doing things like they're making a Batman, and for the last few years, and obviously Robert Pattinson is due to make another Batman, right? But
Yeah.
it's a thing. Is it's like, and Superman's probably going to be redone in the next 3 years. Don't you think that's a bit confusing to the audience? Like what's going on?
Maybe if you're not initiated, but yeah, they've made it quite clear that the Batman films, like the Joker films, they're all Elseworld stories, isn't it? They're not part of the main DC film canon, basically.
Yeah. Okay. No. Okay. No. I just thought I asked because I'm pretty sure that someone coming in thinking, where do I start with this whole Superman stuff and Batman stuff and the Justice League stuff? Do you get what I mean? 'Cause you know, like when you see MCU, right? And it's like, where do I start, guys? And everyone says, yeah, start from Iron Man or something like that, for example, right? Or start from Incredible Hulk, and then you will follow it. But there hasn't been a lot of deviation from characters in a different world and a different character in the Marvel, in like the normal Avengers world. Does that make sense? They haven't done that.
Remember, this was a refresh. This was a start again. And he was very honest about that. He kind of told us it's always going to be a start again. This isn't a phase 6, a phase 5, a phase 4. This is we're starting from the beginning. This is a Drake started from the bottom. Now we're here. It's phase 0.
I mean, it's still at the bottom.
which is fine.
No way.
Which is fine. Like I said, all right. Well, I know we've been there for 90 minutes already, guys, and I know people have been listening, and obviously I don't want it to be as long as the film. So on a scale of, like I said, just looking at it, all right, Kel, you're happy with the film? You'd enjoy it. You'd watch it again. You're happy with the score that you gave it,
Yeah, I'm happy to score it. 7.5. Yeah.
Richard.
Yeah, I'm still happy to give it a 4 out of 10, based on the fact that James Gunn, the editing skills, the comedy aspect of things, yeah, it's a whole load. I'm still happy to give it 4 out of 10. I'm happy to battle anyone that wants it.
Merv?
Really personal thought. No, I'm still giving it 8. I still really enjoyed it. Like,
Because you know when you get something at 8, the
yeah.
Rich, shut up, man. No,
Bro,
stop doing that, man.
you remember, look, this is Superman. This is my essence of life here. I've given probably more surprising films a 10 out of 10. You always complain that I give films a 10 out of 10. I'm actually being realistic about this film, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Eight,
Eight?
like 8 out of 10 is like A
That's his
minus.
opinion,
Rich,
bro.
that's
That's
his
his
opinion.
opinion.
Accept it. Damn it.
I heard what you lot said. I think I'd still give it a 6.5. I did hear what you say about the humanistic point of it and why he was brought up by them things, and maybe I didn't necessarily think of all those things. Probably next time I watch this film will be when it comes out on Sky or those kind of things. But yeah, please do go and watch Superman. Go and rate the thing. Let us don't make us cloud your judgment. You may really like it, you may really not. It's been out there. They're making money. They've got more money to make, and yeah, do go and watch it and go and support the cause. We do need to make sure we're still going to the cinema and watching films, and not just watch them on Marlon's app.
Yeah. No, but do you know what I think is good about this pod, and especially about Superman, is because everyone has points of views, and not everybody agrees with the points of views. Do you get what I mean? And I think that's what you will see that's different from other podcasts right now, based on the fact that some people say it's horrendous, and
Name
there's that,
names. Name names.
and they're on my
Say with
subscription.
chest.
No, they're on my subscription list. I can't remember the names, but I'll insert it in the comments. But there's other podcasts like there's like a panel 3 or 4, and they all agree with everything. And I'm like, well, you can't really agree with everything. And what the points that you guys made, I do think they're valid. However, I disagree.
It's the
Guys,
beauty of film, man. It's an art form in
Yeah,
itself.
and exactly, and it's all about opinions.
Nate.
rate, comment, subscribe, and yeah, we'll
Huh?
see you next week.
Man said Nate, you know.
Peace.
Yeah.